Live Facebook preparing. Good morning, DXN. Welcome, everyone. It was that easy, that fast. Sorry for the delay today, but here we are again. You know what? To do that magnificent practice, meditation practice, SUNYA meditation that is going to ease your mind, relax, and help you to focus. Also, before we go into that, if you allow me, I like to share my screen because actually there is some news that some of you might not know, but I need to tell you, and I know you will be so excited because it's very, very exciting news. So here we go. Can you see my slide?
Yep.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you. So for the New Zealand members, there is new products, 12 new products for all the New Zealand members, starting with the magnificent virgin coconut oil, very versatile, that you can put in your hair, you can use for your skin, you can use so many things that you can use. We also have DXN Ucha, cortisone cereal, magnificent for breakfast. It's so many people liking it. Myco Diet, also a great product for people who want to take mega dosages of Ganoderma. Then we have the very versatile vinaigrette with Ganoderma, rice vinegar with Ganoderma, the Ganoshi Plus body foam with added vitamin E, as well as the Ganoshi Plus shampoo that goes with conditioner. All in one, perfect, perfect. Eh? Then we also have the Shea tea. It's a combination of the tea with Ganoderma. We have Floratemon tea as well, it's like herbal tea. Ushi tea with Ganoderma. Spirudul, Tom Yum flavor, magnificent one. Sorry, curry flavor, not Tom Yum. The Ganudul also, this is the Tom Yum flavor. Okay, so this is the ones for New Zealand, and for the Australian markets, there are also new products, 9 of them. So what we have, again, we have the virgin coconut oil, the Ushi tea, Sea tea, Floratemum, DXN Ucha. We have the Ganudul Tom Yum, Spirudul plain, also the curry flavor, and also the Lion's Mane lemon matcha. All these products in Australia and in New Zealand, the ones I mentioned to you, they're all available to purchase now. There's so many good news to this. There's so many people that's going to be quite happy because they've all been expecting many, many of them. So this is what I wanted to let you know for today. So what we are doing today, as I mentioned before, SUNYA meditation practice. And I won't say anymore because I better leave the information to the expert. And in this case, he is our SUNYA coordinator for Australia and New Zealand, Dr. Puven. Dr. Puven, go ahead, please. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ruth, for the introduction. And we're all very excited about the new products in Australia and also in New Zealand. So today, back to our SUNYA meditation. I'm Dr. Puven, and I'm just going to share with you the slide, and then I'll take you through the meditation process, and you can practice with me. And you can see for yourself how it's going to benefit you. So let me share my slide with you. Okay. All right. Is it clear? Is the slide clear?
Yes.
Okay. SUNYA meditation for peace and prosperity. Okay. Why are we doing SUNYA? To attain peace and prosperity. And when you look at this, SIF is Sunyati International Foundation, which is located in Telangana, Hyderabad, India. And I'm the coordinator for Australia and New Zealand. And so this is my mobile number. And so if you want to contact me, you can reach me through this mobile number, send me a text message, and I will attend to your questions. So a lot of people have told me in the past that they find it really difficult to meditate. Some of them say, I can't sit still. my mind is chattering too much, I can't keep my calmness, I'm fidgeting often, I fall asleep. So a lot of reasons are given for their lack of attention or their inability to meditate. So today I'm going to show you a very, very simple process. It's called Sunya meditation or Sunya therapy. So this meditation, I learned it from my two teachers. One is Dr. Lim Xiaojin, who is the founder and CEO of DXN. And the other person is Dr. Rajesh Savera, who is a lifestyle physician, Ayurveda physician. And so let me give you a little bit of introduction about myself. I have been a meditator for about 20 years. So I explored all different modalities of meditation, from visualization, to chanting, through singing, and other, like movement meditation, Osho meditation, and all of that. But among all of that, I find that Sunya meditation is one of the simplest to practice, and I tend to get the results also, the calming effect, and so many other benefits as I'm doing it. As people are doing it, they can experience this. So there is a difference, and it's effortless. It's done effortlessly. So this Sunya meditation, I learned it 2.5 years ago, and from that day I have been teaching in a very like one-to-one, in one-to-one session, in group sessions, not only in Australia, in many other countries as well. I'm teaching this meditation. People from India, from Sri Lanka, from from the Philippines, from Malaysia, and here, as you can see, this was a road show that I joined DXN Australian Management, and these are a group of DXN members in Adelaide from the Bhutani community, and they were all from three generations. It's amazing that everybody came together to do this meditation. And here you can see this meditation is widely conducted in different parts of India. You have all women's team, and there's also a mixed group of young and old, senior citizens, ladies and also males. So this meditation can be conducted, can be carried out by anyone, irrespective of your religious background, irrespective of your age, and also irrespective of your, the ability of your body to do the meditation, Again, here you can see this is conducted in a house environment. This is in a public hall, and this is outdoors, where they had this massive, huge gathering in Bodh Gaya, India. And again, there are, this standing meditation, Sunya standing meditation. And this is like the pre-meditation exercises that they do before they start the meditation. And then you can sit on the floor and do the meditation. This is in Malaysia. This is in Europe. And also in Latin America, this meditation is spreading widely in so many different parts, including Mexico as well. And and the meditation is done online, and some of them are done face to face, depending on your circumstances. Again, this is in Latin America. They are doing it outdoors, and children are also doing this meditation, learning this meditation. And also look at this, very, very young children are also learning this meditation. It's very good to start this meditation from a very young age, because you start learning how to control or manage your mind. And you're going to keep yourself healthy. Once you come from the space of, peace and calmness, you find that, there's a lot of harmony within yourself. And if you start this from a very young age, and you can just imagine how much more you're going to achieve in life, by doing this meditation. Okay, now, so what is the meaning of Sunya? Sunya means zero. Sunya is a Sanskrit word. It means zero or nothing. So in Sunya, we say There is nothing to teach, because this teaching is suitable for everyone. It is not related to any, or it's not linked with any religious background or religious philosophy. So anyone can learn Sunya, can practice Sunya. And the teaching is not rigid. So once you start teaching Sunya, you are actually sharing this practice with so many others, and they will start asking you questions. So the syllabus itself, the teaching of Sunya is not rigid. The teaching is relevant to the students. Whoever wants this teaching, who wants to practice this, they come along, and whatever they need at that time, it will reach them. And there's nothing to achieve, because there's no fixed achievement. Everyone comes, everyone has got the intention to have different goals in life. So they want to achieve different things in life. So it is not one specific achievement for everyone. And as I told you earlier, it is not a religious or a philosophical movement. And everyone can practice Sunya, because, it is... you start by counting. Everyone is familiar. That is, counting is like a name, yeah. And also the form where they sit down or they stand up and do the meditation. So it is a combination of breathing, normal breathing, just breathing through your nose, normal breathing, not exaggerated breathing, and then you do the reverse counting silently. So that is that simple. Even if children cannot do, those people who can't count or whatever, they can still use their fingers, like this, to guide them. Or for children, you can ask them to just look at one spot, okay? And with this, they can also do the concentration at one spot. So in Sunya, what do? We reset to neutral thinking. Our mind, as you know, it's constantly coming up with lots and lots of stories, of everything, and these stories become so clogged up in our minds, and we start losing track. We are unable to focus. We get into different states of the mind. So our efficiency drops as well. So with Sunya meditation, you can actually reset to neutral thinking. Just like your mobile phone. When your mobile phone is overloaded with a lot of images and video clips and all that, what happens? It starts to malfunction. And to get it going again, what do? You press the reset button, and then it starts working again. It works efficiently. You can put whatever you want, and then the productivity of the phone increases. So similarly with our mind. So in Sunya, we have to remember this 9 no's of Sunya, which comes from the Diamond Sutra. It's important. It's very important, and you need to know this. There are no, in Sunya meditation, we don't, worship any idols or statues. Yeah. And we don't have any idols or statues in Sunya. But you have all, when you have statues and idols in your own religious practices, that is fine. You respect them, and you also believe in all these, so that is fine. It doesn't clash with our Sunya practice. It's just that you don't bring these into the Sunya practice, but you can do it as your own religious practice. That's no problem at all. And again, in Sunya, we don't have any temples, we don't have any religious structure, no buildings. So you can do it anywhere, anytime. And there's no chanting, no mantras, so you don't recite or sing the names of any forms. You don't chant names, but in your religious practices, if you need to do that, you can go ahead and do that, no problem at all. And in Sunya practice, we are not concerned about any food code, because whether to become a vegetarian or non-vegetarian is a lifestyle. Okay, so we are not concerned about that. And then we are also not concerned about one's belief. So belief means here we are going back to your own religious beliefs. Okay, so you can practice whatever religion you are in. That is no problem. And also we are not concerned about rituals. In Sunya, we don't have any rituals. We don't have like, having these candles or, throwing petals of flowers, we don't have that. But in your religious beliefs or rituals, you have that, you can go ahead and do that. So you can see there are 3 no's here. So, yeah, no idols or statues, no temples or religious structure, no chanting, no mantras. And then nons, we also have 3 nons. About non-concerned about food code, non-concerned about one's belief, and non-concerned about rituals. And then the 3, nothing. So nothing to teach, because whatever teaching, whatever imparting that takes place is whatever that is needed by the student, by the receiver. And there's nothing to achieve, because the achievement for each individual is different. It's not one mold fits all. And then there's no one to save. So the saving, if you want salvation, then you go back to your beliefs. You go back to your religion. In Sunya, we don't have anyone to save. Now, and then also in Sunya, you need to know about this guiding principles. The 5 guiding principles. And the guiding principles are not rules. Okay, they're called Panchasila. Sometimes they call it the moral principles. What is the first one? These are very, very practical and extremely important for every individual to lead a harmonious life with the self, with others, and also with the environment we live in. Okay, so it's good to practice this, apply this, implement this in your own life without going overboard with it. Okay, doing it in moderation. Remember, the Panchasila is very, very practical in nature. Again, this also comes from the Diamond Sutra. One is do not harm. Do not harm anyone. Okay, but you have your own values. You have your own principles. You can protect them. Okay, you can protect your own values and principles. And do not take what does not belong to you. So this is another one. Again, it has to be done in moderation. If something belongs to someone else, and then you start taking and using them as though it is yours, that means you are stealing. But if something that is that belongs to your own family members, and they don't mind you using it, and then when you use that means it is not stealing. Okay, even though it doesn't belong to you, but you know that you are given the permission to use it. Then when you use it, it is not stealing. Again, do not harm. If at all, let's say you are eating, you need to eat fish. You're a non-vegetarian. You like eating fish, and the fisherman goes out to the sea to catch the fish. So that fish actually gives him his livelihood. And also it feeds you. So when the fish is caught in a certain amount, and no wasting is done, and then whatever it's not used, it's returned back to the sea. Then it is okay. It is okay. You're not causing harm, because there is a purpose why you're doing the fishing. And do not disturb the harmony of the environment. So you have to live in harmony with your family, in harmony with the society, and also in harmony with the environment. All these 3 are extremely important. Do not make false claims. There's a differentiation between white lies and black lies. When you have white lies, white lies do not cause harm to anyone. But black lies, they are intentional and they cause harm to people. So, for example, people we are in DXN, and we know the food products, the food supplements that we have in DXN, they are food. They are food, and they work on the body, and the body Like they work on the body and not the disease. So you cannot go around telling people that, you know, our DXN products can cure this, can cure that, can cure this disease or whatever. If you do that, knowing that it doesn't do that, that means you are making false claims. So you're going against, you're breaching the Panchasila. And do not intoxicate yourself. So, for example, you know, certain fermented products, after, you know, a few, you know, like hours of fermentation, sometimes it turns into alcohol, yeah. You can find traces of alcohol in that. But when you start consuming these fermented products, it doesn't mean that you're intoxicating yourself. It is fine. But knowing that alcohol, over consumption of alcohol, can actually, you know, affect your thinking, affect your ability to take care of yourself. You might even cause harm to yourself and also others. So when you start intoxicating yourself, then it is going against the principles of Panchasila, because they're all like interrelated, you know. But everything is done in moderation. Okay. So they say they are not rules. You make the rules, but operate in a moderate manner, in a practical manner. So in Sunya, what do? We train the body, because the mind and the body are connected. They are aligned. So we train the body and we control the mind. So when the mind is controlled, the body will be healthy. When the body is healthy, then the mind is also healthy. When they're aligned, they have to be aligned. So how do we control the mind? Through our breathing, just normal breathing, just observing the mind. When you observe the mind, you can also observe the body. When you observe the body, you can also observe the mind. So for example, if you are experiencing certain kinds of trauma or stresses in life, you know, what actually happens? First of all, if you just observe, you find that your breathing becomes pretty rapid. You're breathing really fast. And not only that, you find that your body starts to become, you know, like tensed. Your body starts to become tense. And then you find that you're getting angry, you're emotionally very charged, you know. So all that you can see. So the body, the mind is very, very disturbed. Yeah. When the mind is disturbed, your breathing also becomes really rapid. Your heart starts to beat very fast, and your body constricts. Starts getting tightness and pain and all that. Yeah? So here, so the mind and the body cannot be separated. So that is why in DXN we have, you know, gyanotherapy for the body, and we have Sunya therapy for the mind, because we know that these two work hand in hand. So when we control the mind, we can control the body. Okay. And when we control the body, we can also control the mind. And that is why in Sunya practice we say you have to sit still. You don't start swaying or moving up and down. You know, you sit still. When you sit still, when your body is still, your mind will be still. Okay, what are the benefits of Sunya practice? There's lots and lots of benefits. With all these hundreds and hundreds of people practicing Sunya all over the world, you can see the testimonials from Sunya practice keeps on increasing day by day, you know. It's just amazing, really, really amazing. But then, with all these benefits, and people are getting a lot of different achievements, but we don't get attached to them. You just keep on doing the Sunya practice without becoming attached to the merits, without becoming attached to the outcome. You just keep on practicing. Then you see your mind becomes peaceful. When your mind becomes peaceful, also your opportunities to get prosperity also happens naturally. It is a natural process. Okay, but you have to do your duty. Very important. If you just practice Sunya without doing your duty, it's useless. Yeah. So Sunya practice is to give you the peace, and in order to get your prosperity, you have to do your duty. So benefits of Sunya. So the mind becomes focused, your memory gets enhanced, your creativity increases, and the body is brought back to balance through the regulation process. It's just like the adaptogen. Anything that is high, it is brought back to normal, and anything that is low, it's brought back to normality. So the regulation happens, and during the regulation, sometimes people will feel a lot of heat circulating in the body, or they find that they're getting headache, or and sometimes the old pains will surface, and it's just a healing process. So again, you just keep on doing the reverse counting, and then you find that all these aches and pains and whatever you're experiencing as the body is getting regulated, that will come back to normality, and nothing to worry. Now, so the feelings also, the feelings gets regulated, emotions gets regulated. You see, usually, what happens, as human beings, we encounter a lot of issues. Like Dr. Lim will always say, we live in an imperfect world. So when we live in an imperfect world, we will be bombarded with a lot of different, different issues, challenges. Some are from within ourselves, and others are from the external world we live in. Yeah. So when it happens, and sometimes we are so, we can't even express how we feel, okay? Because, we are so scared of being, offending someone, or, that somebody will not accept what you're saying, So all these kind of things creates a lot of turmoil in yourself. And so what we do is we tend to suppress, keep on suppressing the emotions, and what happens, so this will get, like stuck in our system, in our cells, and so once you start doing Sunya meditation, then all these emotions, they are knotted, like they are knotted into our system. Yeah. So once you start doing this meditation, the knot becomes unknotted. It starts opening up. It starts to get released. So once it starts to get released, you will feel, like me especially, when, at the start when I was doing this meditation, I was experiencing different emotions, and one of them was like anger. Anger used to come up, in a split second, the anger will come up to be seen. But then it's just it's just a feeling, it's just an emotion. Yeah, it just comes up and then it dissipates, and then another emotion, like pain or something comes up, in certain parts of the body, really intense pain. Again, you keep on doing the reverse counting, and then the pain gets dissipated. So that is how anything that the system is holding on to in Sunya, it gets released. Once it gets released, the healing takes place, and you will feel better. And your thoughts will become more positive. And you start attracting a lot of positive people in your environment. They are drawn, naturally they're drawn to you. And you know yourself better. This is very, very important. Self-awareness. So like in Sunya practice, we have all the different levels. We start with the red belt, and then we go to orange belt, and then we go to green belt, and so forth. Yeah. So as you go up higher and higher up the levels, then you start realizing who you really are. Who you really are. And in Sunya meditation, because once you start doing this breathing, this attention to your noticing your breathing. Sometimes people say that they can't even notice that they are actually, they become like, like so vast and so spacious, different kinds of experiences they have. So you tend to know yourself better. And once you know yourself better, then you start detaching. You become more detached with a lot of things that's happening around you. Okay, detachment. And when you detach, it's sort of like, it's letting go, knowing that attachment to form, attachment to name, it's the wrong kind of practice. You don't become attached to the name, and you don't become attached to the form. But it doesn't mean that this name and the form, it's not important. It's important because we live in this world, and we interact with name and forms all the time. Yeah. But in Sunya meditation, you will also experience the other side of it. What does it feel? And when you drop the name and the form, and you don't drop, but the name and form, it just drops on its own. How does it feel like? This is where getting to know yourself better comes in. And then the relationship, there's so much of self-love and kindness and compassion. Naturally, you will have this happening. And the productivity improves, efficiency improves, because your mind becomes more focused. Your mind is clearer. You get more clarity. You see things clearly. Okay, that is very important. And your overall health improves. Your stress levels gets reduced. Your anxiety gets reduced. People who are in a very depressive state, they can deal with this much easily as well. So all this is because of the inner peace and calmness that you are getting from the Sunya. So again, remember, the experience of each individual when they start this Sunya practice it's not the same. Every experience is unique to you. There's no right and wrong experience. Everything is okay. So do not become detached to all these experiences. Okay. So you can manage fear. Some people, when they become, when they start doing Sunya practice, they become very fearful. They become very fearful. So this fear actually tells you that something needs to be regulated in your system. Fear is usually to do with your kidneys. Anger is again to do with your liver. And sometimes people cry, the tears keep on coming when they do the Sunya practice. Again, it shows that your lungs are being regulated. There's too much of water in the system. So the regulation happens through tears. And stress gets regulated as well. You feel calmer, you sleep better, your focus improves, and then you tend to interact and have good relationship with other people, because you're creating harmony with yourself. You're creating harmony with the people around you. You're operating with much positivity. Yeah. So all the good things starts happening. So now in Sunya meditation, we have 3 phases. Yeah. One is called the pre-meditation, and then the meditation proper, and the post-meditation. So in the pre-meditation, you can do this pre-meditation as a standalone exercise, or you can incorporate that in the Sunya practice if you've got more time. And then the post-meditation is actually using the energy that is generated during the Sunya practice. You use it, you apply it on your face, you apply it on your scalp, then you apply it on your ear, and then you apply it on your neck, the sides of the neck, and then you apply it all over the body. Because this energy is like a healing energy. Yeah. So in the pre-meditation, we have the arm swing and also the hand raising exercise. So this arm swinging exercise is extremely good, really, really good. So everybody can do this arm swinging exercise. Okay. So what it does is it gets the blood, the blood circulation better. The lymphatic system starts working properly. All the tense areas of your body, it starts to get regulated. And you can do it. In Sunya practice, we do it 50 times, and you can do it, you can do it 30 times, you can do it 50 times, you can do it 100 times, you can do it, repeats of 100 up to 1,000 times. It all depends on you. So the more you do, it'll be good for you. So just do it at your own pace. All right. Even you can do swinging. You can even put on some, if you want to do it as an exercise itself, you can even have, you can even put on some music if you want, and then you can do the swinging as many times as you like, because it is only going to benefit you. Okay, hand swinging, and the tongue, you can just put it on the upper palate, behind your teeth. Okay. And then the knee, you have to slightly bend the knee. In all our Sunya meditation, even the pre-meditation exercises, we bend the knee slightly, okay? And the distance between your two legs, it has to be like the shoulder length, okay? And I will take you through the video clips, okay? Video clips, how to do these exercises, this pre-meditation. And while I go through the videos, then you can do the practice. Okay, then the hand raise, you do it from navel to head. So basically, let me show you something. So basically, when you are doing the hand swinging exercise, you just bend. You have to bend your knee slightly, bend your knee. Bend your knee slightly, and then you are going to swing like this, like that. Okay. So when the hand drops, you count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. Okay. Now, so basically, when you are doing this hand swinging, it is like you're doing it effortlessly. Okay. It's without effort. It's just like the pendulum of the clock. Okay. And then you just look straight, and then you do this. This is forward counting. So 1, 2, 3, and so forth, right up to 50. Okay, you do that. So this is the hand swinging exercise. And then we do the hand raise. Hand raise exercise is basically, this is your navel. This is your navel, or you call it the belly button. And then again, as I told you earlier, you have to have your knee slightly bent. And then you have to imagine that you're holding a big ball in front of your belly button. And then slowly, this is in hand raising exercise, we are doing reverse counting. Okay, 29 to 0. So breathing in, you raise your hand, breathing in. And then when you breathe out through your nose, you are bringing your hand back to your navel. Okay, so breathing in, breathing out. So that will be 29. Okay, breathing in, breathing out, 28. Breathing in, 27. Breathing in, 26. 25. 24. 23. 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Okay, so now your hand is back in front of your navel, in front of your belly button. Now we are doing step 3. Okay, standing meditation. Standing meditation, we are going to do 9 to 0. Observing, breathing in, going through your nose, and then breathing out through your nose. It's not exaggerated breathing, just normal breathing, and you count on your outward breath. Okay, so we are going to do 9 to 0. Okay, breathing in and out. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so that ends the standing meditation. Now step 4 is we are going to collect the energy. So what we do, we open the palms and then we collect the energy. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then we have to rub our hands. So this is the post meditation that I was telling you about. So we are going to rub our hands. Okay, and we are going to apply the energy. 6, this can do 6 or 7 times, up to you. Yeah, and then we do it like that. Now this is very, very good for the kidneys. And then this is regulate the blood circulation. And then you just apply, gently apply wherever you want. Okay, right. So that completes the standing meditation. All right. Now I'm going to take you through the process of sitting meditation. So this meditation, sitting meditation, you can either sit on the floor. Those people who are more flexible, you can sit on the floor. Yeah, you just have a cushion to prop you up a bit so that your spine is straight. And those people who are not very flexible, you can sit on the chair. Yeah, it's up to you. Yeah? So this is just the images. You can see this is the hand swing that we did, the pre-meditation exercise, and this is the hand raise. This is Dr. Lim. He's showing you how to do it, and this is the standing meditation. Okay, and what he's wearing here, this is the kimono. So in Sunya meditation, in Sunya, we practice non-differentiation. And how is this reflected? That means anybody can do. Anybody can come and do Sunya meditation. It doesn't matter what religious background you're from, whether you're young or old, whether you have got any disability or not. Everybody can do Sunya meditation, and that is reflected in the kimono. This is like a workman's clothes. Kimono is a workman's cloth attire, and it doesn't differentiate. Everybody, even from children right up to the elderly, can all wear the kimono. Okay, very casual, and it also, when you're doing Sunya, it enables the heat to be generated through the covering here. It comes up, and it's made from cotton, beautiful cotton, and it also helps. DXN is also helping the livelihood of the cotton farmers in India, and also those seamstress, locals who are actually sewing this kimono. Okay. Now, so this lady here, let me see. She's just going to show you. I think I'll just move on because I've already shown you how to do the hand swing. Okay. Okay, now exercises. So before you start the sitting meditation on the floor, you can do these exercises. And this is preparing the body. Okay. So one is you're reaching out. The left arm is reaching out to the right foot, and then the right arm is reaching out to the left foot. And then you do this bowing of your head. And then here, this is the knee area. You're bending while holding the knee. And then after that, you rub the your calf area. Okay, see, like this. So this is really good because it actually makes your spine and all more flexible. So you can actually your stiffness, the body stiffness and flexibility really improves with this. Initially, you might find it a little bit difficult, but if you keep on practicing these exercises, you find that your agility improves. Okay, so this is the demo by this kids, and again you can see here stretching this to this leg and that to that. Okay, I'm just going to show you this one. Okay, that is one exercise. This is exercise 2. Okay, so these are all pre-meditation exercises before you start the what do you call it, before sitting on the floor. Okay, now there are altogether 3 ways you can sit. One is the cross-legged, the other one is half lotus and full lotus. Okay, we will just watch a little bit of this. Okay, so if you look here, you can place your hands like this, loosely on your knee. And also the back, as you're sitting down, automatically your spine will straighten up. But it's also a very good idea to have a little cushion to prop you up. Or if you have a towel, you just roll the towel and just prop you up a bit. You know? Yeah. Okay. So here are some, different ways people are sitting down. Okay, now we are going to do the sitting meditation. Okay. Now, so you can sit on the floor or on the chair. So if you're sitting on the floor or the chair, you just have to make sure that you are comfortable. And the eyes, you keep it slightly closed or completely closed. It's up to you, whichever you are feeling comfortable. So if you're keeping your eyes slightly open, then you just make sure that both eyes are looking downwards, 45 degrees. Yeah, 45 degrees. Both eyes are pointing in the same direction. Okay. And then you relax yourself. So how do you relax yourself? So you start just focusing on your breath, going in and out through your nose. Just normal breathing in and out through your nose. And then you can start counting, reverse counting. Yeah. While observing your normal breath. So breathing in, this is called single count. Single count. So breathing in through your nose. Breathing out, that will be 9. Breathing in, breathing out, that will be 8. Breathing in, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so now you are not doing, this is not a breathing practice. Okay, it is just observing your breath, going in and out of your nose as though there's a third party, someone else is observing. The breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out through your nose, okay, through your nostrils. So you're not doing it with any force. Then you engage in silent counting, okay? So we start from 9 to 0. If you miss a count, you just go back to where you stopped and then count from there. Or go back to 9 and then start counting again to 0. And then once you become comfortable, you're feeling more calm, you're feeling calmer, more peaceful, then you go to 29 to 0, 29 to 0, okay? So if you miss any count, what you do is you just go back to the last number that you remember and then start from there again, okay? 29 to 0. And then again, once you start feeling calmer, more peaceful, then you can go to 99 to 0. So this is a standard practice, 99 to 0. So we are doing 9 to 0, 29 to 0 in order to be able to do 99 to 0. Okay, 99 to 0. Again, if you, if you're finding it difficult to do 99 to 0, you can break it up. So you can do, like 10 to 0, or 9 to 0, you can do it repeatedly a few times until you can do this 99 to 0 in one sitting. Okay, but it is totally up to you. Okay, now so do it at your own pace, and then you have to practice daily. The whole, the most important thing to remember is not how long you're doing the meditation, but consistency. You have to do it every day, then you start getting then you start seeing the benefit. Okay, now so let's do the meditation together. I'm just going to take you from 9 to 0 to 29 to 0 for today. Okay, we will just start and continue right up to 29 to 0. All right, so make sure you're sitting comfortably. If you're sitting on the chair, make sure your feet is touching the ground, and then your hands, you can put it on your lap. Yeah, on your lap, loosely like this, or you can have it like that too, like this. Okay, breathing in And breathing out, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, and 0. Okay, so that completes cycle 1. Now we are going on to the second cycle, 29 to 0. I will just start you off with a few numbers and then you continue on your own. Okay, breathing in, breathing out, 29, in, out, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 12, 13, 14, 1, and 0. Okay, so now we are going to rub our hands together. We are going to apply the energy. Apply 6 times. Now just as though you're washing your face, okay? Then combing your hair with your fingers. And then like this, you rub your up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And then here, up and down, slide and up, slide and up, slide and up. Okay? And then you apply the energy all over your body, wherever is needed, your legs, your calves. All right? Okay, so that completes the meditation. So in SUNYA, we have a Red Belt certification program. It's usually a 3-day program. So if you're interested, you can send me a message, and when I have got enough number of students, then I can start a class. And then at the end of that, at the end of the session, you will get this Red Belt certificate, and that with that you can start training and offering red belt certification to other people as well. Okay. Any age group can join this meditation. There's no restriction. It's just your commitment, time commitment, 1.5 hours each day for 3 days. And just you do the practice. Do the practice and learn about Panchasila, learn about the 9 no's, and then you do the reverse counting. And that's it, yeah. And also we have the SUNYA book. It's called The Power That Drives DXN. And soon this book will be coming to Australia, DXN, and you can buy the book. And if it's you know the whole journey of how SUNYA has actually helped Dr. Lin since he was a child until now. He's still doing this practice. And SIF, Sunyati International Foundation. So all the trainings that we do are organized by Sunyati International Foundation. It's a non-profit organization. It's contributing immensely to help communities all over the world. And this is the kimono that I was talking to you about. This is casual wear. This is the very elegant wear. So this is my phone number. You can take it down and then you can contact me via WhatsApp, or you can look me up in Facebook as well. And let me know if you've got any questions. I'm more than happy to help you out. Okay, so thank you very much. Practice Sunya every day. It is only going to benefit you and your families and your communities. So once you learn Sunya, you can start teaching. You learn it now. In the next hour, you can start teaching already. Okay, thank you very much. And I'm going to pass the session over to Ruth again. Thank you, Ruth.
Thank you very much, Dr. Puven. As usual, magnificent, very, very insightful, and very, very relaxing. Every time we do a little bit more, it's even more relaxing. So thank you very much for that. So for tomorrow, what we're going to do actually, for the members watching us today, and thank you for attending anyway, for the members watching us today, just for you to know, tomorrow we are going to have a business opportunity meeting at 4 p.m. It's going to be presented by myself. So we are going to share some more information. So I hope to see you all there. So thank you very much for attending, and we will see you next time. But before we go, and as usually I say, good morning, DXN, and see you next time.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye now.
Thank you.